Hi all, hey, it's Richland, and it's been a little while, but I'm back with a journal share. This is an altered book that I did recently, and it's for me, so I kept it pretty simple inside, so it's going to be a pretty quick flip, so let me get to it. I used a Pride and Prejudice book that I found at the thrift store for a really reasonable price. It was in great shape. It had a small blemish on the spine. That was okay. I went ahead and covered it up with this gorgeous lace. I did get this lace at Joann's, and one thing I can say about it real quick is that it has the lace, and then it has an under mesh lining, kind of like a tulle, but not very thick lining. And when you first put it down, that lining wants to pull away. It sticks to the Mod Podge, but the rest of the lace wants to pull away. I actually had to really adhere it down with Mod Podge. Big time. So it's on there now. It's not going anywhere, and it really is a gorgeous, gorgeous lace. So I used a Tim Holtz book plate and just put in the word altered. Just printed it out on my printer, sprayed it with my glimmer spray. It's really a weird, funky weather day here, and I'm having a hard time getting good lighting. Used the hitch fastener, which I love so much, and of course elastic, because this one is going to get a lot of use, and I just wanted a simple closure. Put a dangle on the side, which I thought was very fitting for Pride and Prejudice, and I had a little piece of lace and keys and some little bling and a bead dangle. I attached it with one of the Tim Holtz safety pins, so I can take it off if I need to, but it pulls all the way up and it lays out of the way nicely, so it doesn't become a problem when I'm journaling. It actually lays pretty flat. So here we go to take a look inside. And like I say, this book is for me, so I kept it very, very simple so I can add to it as I go. Of course, it's Jane Austen book, so I went ahead and put Jane Austen's image here, and I hit that with some glimmer spray and just some lace down here and on the side. I gutted the book completely, and I added in 2 signatures, and not overly chunky, because I knew I would be putting things in there. So I left some space, unusual for me, because I usually make them where they're exploding. So made a flower, hit that with some glimmer spray, used a little page from the book that said Jane Austen. And even though this isn't like a true Jane Austen journal, it does have Jane Austen elements. Just a little Martha Stewart butterfly here. I have some pockets with some tags and journaling cards in here. Tuck spot over on the side here with a little Ephemeris Vintage Garden freebies. It's really all about this. Pages for journaling, because that's what the book's going to be used for. It has one of those secret pockets from Michelle at the Paper Addiction shared. I make my flap a little bigger and more ornate than she does, but that's okay because she taught the technique, and I think it's just awesome. So I went through, the papers came from Recollections, Sweetest Thing. They picked themselves. They really did. I sat down with the paper pack and I pulled one paper out, and pretty soon there was this little pile of papers, and I was like, okay, how did that happen? A little Jane Austen quote, and I made it where it's on a paper clip so I can move it if I want to. Just a little touch of Jane Austen throughout the book. So images from Pinterest and some freebies from Ephemeris Vintage Garden. Little simple tuck spot over here, a little pocket. Use some of that wonderful velvet rickrack. I love that. Some tracing paper and a book page, and I just made it a little tuck pocket here. Some, really everything I did was to keep the pages open for journaling. Used a few of the Pride and Prejudice book pages, and they're a little boring, you know, the color, so I just put a little run of washi tape down, and it gives it a little pop of color here. And so I'm glad I did that, because it was kind of dull looking, and before I sewed it in, I made that choice to change it. In the center of the signature here, I have a little envelope that I made from a book page, and I just used my Fiskars lace punch to punch out a lacy edge. Little lace here and there on the edges of the papers, but not on every paper, just enough to kind of give it some interest. And again, that other part of the tracing paper with just some Martha Stewart butterflies punched out. And I did put some Jane Austen book cover images in here, and I got these off of Pinterest, and they're lovely, and they're a nice little splash of color. And again, I did attach most of those with paper clips so I can move them. So this is nothing new and exciting. It's just really simply, I put together a journal for me to use, and I'm just sharing it quickly. I love this. And technically, it is a double tuck spot, but nice big pocket here. And this is from Dreams, Etc. I just shrunk down the pages, the journaling pages, and printed it off that way so I could just tuck it into some of the little pockets here. Just extra journaling paper. I punched out hearts that were from the book pages and put a little scallop circle behind it, and I tried to capture some of the titles or parts of the titles of other Jane Austen books. So this has part of Pride and Prejudice and a little part from Emma, or actually the whole thing really. So yeah. Second signature, I finally found something to use this little metal embellishment on. Once upon a time, I've had it for a really long time. I think that's for making memories, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. Another little homemade flower behind, just some little butterflies punched out from book pages. I really love how this page here turned out. I used just a little extra piece of the Recollections Collections ledger paper, and it turned out into a really sweet little pocket. Another tuck spot here. Actually, not a tuck spot. Actually, that's a pocket. Martha Stewart butterfly. An image from Pinterest on one of the Jane Austen book pages. Felt like we just had a little earthquake. Oh, we might be still having a little earthquake. Another one of those pockets. Well, if it really gets shaking, I'll stop. We just had a 7.2. Yeah, I don't think this little roller is going to make me even pay much attention. All right, so an envelope here folded in half in the center of the signature. So it has pockets here. Technically, you could use these spots as a tuck spot too. Pockets here. The top is open, so you can use the top of the envelope. But I also left this part open, so there's another tuck spot here, because you can never have enough tuck spots in your journals. At least that's how I feel about it. There's never enough tuck spots. And again, a belly band. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden from her glue book collection. I love that. I just tucked a Jane Austen book cover image in there. I can't wait to start using this. So I want to get this recorded so I can start writing in it. Again, another one of the book pages punched out into a little flower. And this image here is from Pinterest, but this is the Jane Austen novel that was not finished by her, and another author finished it. And I thought this image was really lovely here on the front cover. So as you can see, this is really a book for me. It's not going in a swap. I thought this one was cute. Not going in a swap, just a simple book for me to use, and I can't wait to start putting it to use. So that's it. This was a sticker I had that said limited edition, and I cannot recall the sticker pack that came in, but I think it came out of one of those big giant mega packs from Joann's where you got all kinds of things in there. It did have one really great sticker pack in it. That's it. That's my Jane Austen personal journal for me to use at home. I just wanted to give you a quick flip through.